What's good? This is Trey with verticaljumppron.com coming to you with a video. This is don't be afraid to be different. I'm going to talk about what that means and how you can apply that to the game of basketball. So, all right. So when you got players like Stephen Curry, LeBron James, James Harden, I mean, they're obviously really good players. Okay. Offensively, they carried their teams to the playoffs. Stephen Curry carried his team to a championship. James Harden carried his team to the playoffs. LeBron carried his team to the finals. But what makes them so great is not just their offensive ability, because there's a lot of players in the NBA that have great offensive ability. It's about them being different and basically irreplaceable. Like, there's only one Stephen Curry in the NBA. There's no other player that plays like Stephen Curry. There's only one LeBron in the NBA. There's no other player that brings to the table what LeBron brings to the table. There's no other player like James Harden. These players are all unique. They bring different things to the game of basketball, but what they bring to the game is effective and it allows them to win. Okay, so these players are going to attract money, they're going to attract fame, they're going to attract success. People want to be around them, people like them, and that's because they embrace their uniqueness. Okay, they're not trying to be anybody else. Okay, if you look at the way Stephen Curry plays, he's not trying to play like Allen Iverson. He's not trying to play like Magic Johnson. He's just trying to play like Stephen Curry. He plays like himself. He understands he has a great shooting ability, so he takes shots. He understands, he has great ball handling ability, so he's willing to take risk with his ball handling. Okay, he knows the kind of player he wants to be, and he worked towards it. He obviously wasn't always this great. So you got to understand who you are, what you're capable of, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. Focus on that. Okay. If you're somewhat, you have a awkward shot maybe, or, just certain things about you that's different. Don't think that, oh, because my shot is weird or my game is a little bit different, that, oh, maybe I'm just not that good. You got to embrace your uniqueness, embrace the type of player you are, and just expand upon it, improve upon what you have. Look at your strengths, make your strengths better. Look at your weaknesses, try to either hide your weaknesses or develop your weaknesses to a point where they're no longer weaknesses. Okay, so you have players like James Harden, for example, very excellent offensive player, but people always talk about, on defense, he's not really that great. Well, he's improved upon his defense. Okay, every year his defense gets better. He starts being more defensively aware. He still takes risk, like he'll reach in for a steal here and there, but a lot of times he'll actually get the steal, lead to a fast break and stuff like that. So you want to look at what people are saying. That's one great thing about criticism, is sometimes people are being real with you. They say, you'd be a lot better if you worked on your shot, or you'd be a lot better if you worked on your defense. Really listen to that and take it, and do something about it. Okay. Somebody's saying that if you work on something, it'll make you better, then go and work on it. You know what I'm saying? Look at what makes you unique. What can you bring to your basketball team that no one else can bring? That's what you got to look at. You want to be the best player on your team, you have to separate yourself from everyone else on the team. Obviously, basketball is a team sport, but it's about bringing as much as you can to the team to make the team better. So, you have players like a Stephen Curry. Pretty much any team he goes on, he's going to make that team better, because he's not just a shooter. He's not just a ball handler. He's a playmaker. Okay, you put LeBron on any team, he's going to make that team better. He plays hard on defense and offense. You put James Harden on any team, he's going to make that team better. He's excellent as a starter, and even when he was on the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was a great six man. So he's just an amazing player. These are amazing players that they're consistent, they're unique, they understand their uniqueness and not afraid to be different, but they're skillful in their difference. Like their difference is effective. They're not different as in, oh, he's different because he's not good. They're different because they're very good and they bring things to the table that are different from everybody else. So accept yourself for whatever strengths and weaknesses you have. Work upon those weaknesses, strength. Don't try to be anybody else. Be yourself. Okay. Are you trying to be someone you're not, or are you trying to be the best version of yourself? Okay. You have some people that try to be someone else. So, for example, I have somebody who will say, I want to be the next Stephen Curry. I want to be the next Kobe. Well, here's what you need to understand. You're not going to be the next Stephen Curry. You're not going to be the next Kobe. That's not going to happen. But what you can do is you can take some things that you like about Stephen Curry and Kobe Bryant and those other high level players and add that to your game. Okay. You want to be a great shooter. That's something you just resonate with. You really want to be able to hit threes. Then practice like crazy, working on your jump shot. Okay. Getting your shot right, working on your consistency, your form, working on your elevation, follow through. Okay. Whatever player you want to be, you get to decide. Okay. Now you have to be realistic. If you're not, some people are blessed with, great athletic ability. Some people are not. There's ways around that. Okay. There's very talented players in the NBA that aren't that athletically gifted. For example, look at Steve Nash. Steve Nash, I believe he won 2 MVPs in his career. He was never the most athletic player in the world or in the NBA, but he was very skilled. Okay. So that's one thing that no one can make an excuse about. You can develop skill. Anyone can develop skill, like ball handling, shooting, just being able to bring something to the team that's needed. That's another important thing. When I play basketball, I don't always step on a court and say, hey, I want to be the top scorer. I want to make all the points. I just look at the team. I say, what can I bring to the team? Sometimes I need to be the guy who goes and scraps for the rebounds. Sometimes I need to be the guy who can handle the ball. Sometimes I need to be the guy who can hit the open shot. Sometimes I need to be the guy who can, protect the paint. You got to look at your team, look at the team you're playing for. How can you make this team better? How can you use your unique talents to make your team better? Don't try to be anybody else. Be the best version of yourself. So I just want to give you an example of, Kobe Bryant. So, there's 2 Kobe Bryants, right? There's a Kobe Bryant, back in the day that would do the flashy dunks, the flashy crossovers and was extremely quick and just very athletically gifted. And then you have the Kobe now who's like mostly a post player. He likes to, play off the ball sometimes. He's not as quick, but he's still very skilled and his footwork is very great. So that's kind of what you need to be. Okay. Look at what you have and work with it. So Kobe Bryant, he understands he doesn't have the same athletic ability that he used to have, but you can still be great without amazing athletic ability. There is no excuse. If you're not very athletic, maybe you're not that fast, maybe you're not that tall. There's players that have defied those odds. Okay. There's great players that are under 6 foot. There's great players that are slow. There's great players that have no jumping ability, barely any jumping ability. Look at Larry Bird. Look at, who else? Andre Miller. Look at, Magic Johnson. These are players that played below the rim, but were very effective doing that. Okay. So you don't need to be making excuses about, your height or your age or your, race or anything. There's really no excuse. I mean, pretty much every problem that you can encounter as far as like what you're unable to do has already been encountered by somebody else and he has overcame it. Okay. So, certain things you just don't need to be making an excuse about. If you're not that great offensively, then, look at your defense. Maybe you're a defensive player. There's some players that were born to be defensive players. Okay. Like a Tony Allen in the NBA or Ron Artest. Ron Artest was great on offense and defense, but he was known for his, tough defense. You have a Patrick Beverly, he's known for his defense. There's players in the NBA that are just known for defense. So maybe you're just meant to be a defensive player. Now that doesn't mean you want to just, I'm just going to forget about offense. You still want to be able to handle the ball, shoot and stuff like that. But just look at what you bring to the table, that's unique and different from everybody else. Okay. You need to understand that it's good to be different. You don't want to, um, get lost in the crowd. You don't want to be, the guy in the middle. You want to be one of the top guys at what you do. Okay. You need to do something and do it better than everybody else on your team and around you. Okay. That's how you get attention. That's how you make it to higher levels of the sport of basketball. Like if you want to have a professional career, you have to be able to prove to a coach or a scout that, look, this is what I can do and I can do it better than everybody else. That's exactly what you need to do. If you're a scorer, you need to show, hey, I'm a scorer. I do it better than everybody else. If you're a shooter, you need to be able to show, I'm a shooter and I shoot better than everybody else. Now, if you think you're supposed to be a certain player and you're not able to do what you believe you should be able to do, that means you need to practice. Okay. So most NBA players, most great players, they didn't wake up with their, skill. They had to work on it. They said, this is the player I want to be. I'm going to work until I become that player. So you need to practice, be consistent, understand, excuses is the easy way out. Don't make excuses. Just find a way to overcome the situation. What can you do, to get around this problem or break through this problem or overcome this problem? All right. Be a problem solver as opposed to somebody that just gives up when at the first sign of adversity. All right. So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click the link in the description below. Get your free report. It will reveal the training secrets of the basketball elites. You can click the link in the description, or you can go to verticaljumppod.com/elite secrets. Get your free report. Sign up for my email newsletter. I'll be sending you emails with free advice, free tips to help you improve your game. As a basketball player, I also send you recommended products and services that'll help you become a better player. Just always remember, it's all about becoming a better version of yourself as opposed to trying to be somebody else. All right. Instead of trying to be like somebody, try to be better than that person. Okay. And it's not about, I just want to destroy this man and be better than him. It doesn't really need to be like some type of evil mentality. Like, of course you want to destroy your competition. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not all about the other person. It's just about understanding what it takes to be great. Okay. If you want to be great, you have to excel, which means you can't be like everyone else. You have to be extraordinary. You have to bring something to the table that others cannot. So look at your game, be realistic, look at the other people around you, look at their game, and then say, okay, do I bring something to the sport of basketball that they don't, or am I just like them, or am I below them? If you're just like them or below them, then you have work to do. If you are above them, you need to maintain that or improve upon it, because they will catch up to you. So understand that and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep balling. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.